Good evening, Defenders, jackholes, and everybody alike. You're listening to Defenders Live. This is on Mojo 5.0, where everybody can live free. I'm your host, Steven Airey, and we've got quite a bit to go through tonight. I have a ton of different show prep that I want to share with you guys. I've got so many different things I want to do. But first and foremost, I posted a GoFundMe page. It is for a wonderful man, James, Mojo50 James on the Twitters, the Jack Hole on the Facebook pages. He lost his son. We all heard the story. If you listened to Izzo just now, he was on the radio with him. And pray for his family. Keep him and his family in your prayers. That man is living by the word of God and is and will continue to be blessed even through the problems that he is facing. But keep him in your prayers. Keep him in your thoughts. And if push comes to shove and it's something that you want to do, go to that GoFundMe page there and go and donate for him. I'm sure that would be a big help for him and his family financially, and prayers, thoughts, and everything else that's been going on is wonderful, wonderful stuff. Heard his story, man. It kind of hurt. Anyway, so breaking news, lots of breaking news going down. The one specifically I want to get to is representative out of, Pennsylvania. Representative out of Pennsylvania, GOP rep Tom Marino. He has decided that he is resigning from Congress just after he won his seat. He won a seat, and so now, January 23rd, he is resigning. He has given his notice. He is going to a job in the private sector. So he's got a job in a business, which, I don't personally disagree with, but, you did run for the election and you won handily. You could have stayed the term, bruh. You could have stayed the term. Now, he was going to be chosen for a different position in the Trump administration. Apparently, Trump wanted him as his, quote, national drug czar, which, by the way, we should never have a czar in America. There should not be the term czar should never be used in America. We aren't that sort of country. So he was going to, and then he withdrew his name from there because it looked like he was also a key player in weakening federal powers to stop drug companies from distributing opioids. And we all know how opioids, if you've listened to the show at all over the past week, we all know how opioids affect the populace. I mean, you can now die, you have more of a chance of dying due to an opioid overdose than you do from a car accident, which is kind of worrisome. So I don't think it's a bad move for him because too much longer in office. He's already been in a couple terms, too many more times in office, and this man would have probably had so much dirt dug up on him that he would have been buried before he died. Man is 66 years old. He is now moving to the private sector, so God bless. Good riddance. You shouldn't have ran for election if you knew that you were going to try and move to the private sector. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You shouldn't have gone there and ran for the office if that was what you were going to do. Now, as far as opioids and everything else and drug use and drug addiction, there are a couple things going on the border as well. I am sure that you guys have heard it by now, the letter to Pelosi. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Also, I've got a few pictures for you because it's funny. But I've got this video I want to play for you guys. It is Ted Cruz, and it's Ted Cruz explaining exactly how and why his El Chapo Act would help the entire situation that we see ourselves in. So let me see if I can't get this going here.
What the El Chapo Act does is real simple. It takes the money, the billions that El Chapo made crossing the border illegally, and it takes that $14 billion and it uses it to pay for the wall.
Okay. And it goes through the El Chapo Act, and, he's going to go through a little bit more of an explanation here. It's just...
Let's talk about border security.
It's just funny.
We all know we have a 2,000-mile border with Mexico, our southern border. My home state of Texas has 1,200 of those miles. We right now have an incredible flow of human traffickers, of narcotics traffickers coming across the border, and it endangers our national security. It endangers people's lives.
Yes.
Now, how do you stop it? Well, the most natural thing to do is we need to build a wall.
Sure.
We need a barrier that stops the traffickers in their path.
I like the fact that
now, as you know, Democrats are so opposed to a wall that they've been willing to shut the government down. And their complaint is they say we don't have the money to spend on a wall. Now, set aside for a second. This is the first time in history. Think of every spending program that's ever been. It's the first time in history Democrats have ever said we didn't have the money to spend something.
Sick burn,
Set that aside. They say in particular, we don't have the money to build a wall. Well, I thought about that and tried to say, all right, is there a solution? Is there a way to do it? And you know what? There is a way to build the wall without one penny of taxpayer dollars.
I know, it's some really
and it's legislation I've introduced.
Good.
It's calling the Ensuring Lawful Collection of Hidden Assets to Protect Order Act.
Or El Chapo.
Now, some of you, some of the more insightful and observant ones, may notice that those particular words are an acronym for the El Chapo Act. Now, what does the El Chapo Act do?
I like the Star Wars thing
well,
right there.
It says that we should take all of the money criminally forfeited from El Chapo and from other drug dealers and use it to pay for the wall. Now, where did this idea come from? Well, it came from actually press reports some time ago that said the total value of El Chapo's global criminal net worth was $14 billion.
I think, Rocky, he wants
That's a whole lot of
gray. I think he wants a touch of
gray. At the
gray.
same time, I saw articles that said the cost to build a wall along the entire border was between $14 and $20 billion. Now, there's a natural and elegant symmetry there. What the El Chapo Act does is real simple. It takes the money, the billions that El Chapo made crossing the border illegally, and it takes that $14 billion and it uses it to pay for the wall. And the end result is we have the wall and we have an essential element to secure the border. And critically, not one penny comes from the U.S. taxpayers.
That'd be nice.
We ought to take this up. This is common sense legislation, but I'm going to make a prediction right now. The Democrats aren't even willing to spend El Chapo's money to build the wall.
Ooh,
because politically, they don't want to secure the border. That's not reasonable.
Look for that extreme
That's not
close-up.
listening
Look
to
at the
the
extreme
American
close-up.
people. And it's not what we need to do. But this is an easy solution to solve the problem.
Pan shot. Oh, look at that. Yes. So, okay. I actually read the bill, and the bill is extremely short, which means that it was easy for anybody to read. Go read it. I think it's, I got to actually remember the bill. What was the bill? I can't remember the bill number. It's like 1115555, something like that. It's something crazy. Oh, no, it's no longer on my phone. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to find it right now. All right, but so he put the bill into place. It's good. The Nancy animations, you like that? Did you like the side panel? The side panel? I'm going to talk really seriously here, and I'm going to do the side panel shot. That is amazing, amazing cinematography right there. I tell you what. So I read the bill, and it's exactly what he said in the video is exactly what it says on the bill. Surprisingly, it is the one time I have ever said that, and it is the one time I will probably ever say that again about a bill that's been presented into Congress. This was originally presented in 2017, and it could have been used back then, but they've since turned it down. I mean, it's gone up for votes in different committees. It's been pushed to the floor, but it has been stalled on the floor of our legislative processes. So, exactly what he said happens. Exactly what he says. My only issue, and I want you guys to think about this very seriously, because it says El Chapo and anybody caught trafficking drugs, whether it be international, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I want you to think about that as you go through. What is considered drug trafficking? Now, coming from a libertarian mindset, you got to understand that I'm okay with drugs being legal. Not for my use, because I don't care to use them myself, but because I don't think the government has the right to tell you that you can't use something just because. And if they did make it legal and things like that, that would all be, they could then tax it, and they could use that money because they would tax it anyway. But if they're not going to make it legal and they're not going to do that, this is another secondary option. Technically, the money wouldn't be from Mexico still, because it would be mostly American dollars that have been put over to pesos and then back and forth, that whole deal. Oh, yeah, a lot of states use the forfeiture laws. This is almost civil asset forfeiture, except for it's not civil. This is a criminal case, and in a criminal case, when it's drug trafficking and drug charges, this sort of forfeiture I don't see as an issue so much, because that money is obviously being used by a drug dealer to do things that are nefarious or against the laws of the land, to do more things that are against the laws of the land, to then do more things that are against the laws of the land, to then do more things that are against the laws of the land, to build his own wealth, to one day not have to worry about doing things against the laws of the land because you own it. So I say all of that to say, not a bad plan. It's a good option. It'd be $14 billion instead of $5 billion. That's not bad. But you need to make sure that your verbiage is very precise. It does not get muddy, and it cannot be misconstrued in the future. That's my only issues with this specific case. It has to be perfect. You cannot sit there and say that it's perfect, it's no problem, everything's good to go, it's all done and over with, not a big problem. You have to make sure the verbiage is perfect. Speaking of making sure you have perfect verbiage, guys, have you guys read the letter? Have you read the letter? Oh my goodness, it is amazing. Dear Madam Speaker, due to the okay, I can't read it in Trump's voice because it's not going to work. Due to the shutdown, I am sorry to inform you that your trip to Brussels, Egypt, and Afghanistan has been postponed. We will reschedule this 7-day excursion when the shutdown is over, in light of the 800,000 great American workers not receiving pay. I am sure you would agree that postponing this public relations event is totally appropriate because it's not necessary. I also feel that during this period, it would be better if you were in Washington negotiating with me and joining the strong border security movement to end the shutdown. Obviously, if you would like to make your journey by flying commercial, that's completely fine. That would certainly be your prerogative. I look forward to seeing you, and then, to get done with the dangerous border crossing and everything else. By the time that he made this letter, this was sitting in the hallways, and it is amazing. This was literally sitting in the hallways waiting for her. She had all of her luggage. Look at that. Just like the typical high upper class woman that she is, she cannot go out without 1,700 pounds of luggage because she needs a dress for every occasion, a pair of shoes for every dress, a hat for every dress and shoe matching, and also 5 boxes of makeup because you can't bring the dead to life without using makeup. I say that because it's true. So there you go. There's her thing. It's on a military liaison cart, which is very funny to me. Basically, you cannot do it. Cannot do it. Unless you want to fly Delta, you can fly international. That's fine. You can pay for it yourself. That is fine. But you're not going to use government funds. You're not going to use the security force. You're not going to be using the public services and the public monies and the public jets and the public fuel and the public everything to get your stuff going. Because you don't need to go. First off, why are you, as the Speaker of the House, doing a liaison tour something you don't really need to do. You need to be worried about the business at hand, which is dealing with all of the legislation in the process. Just because there's Martin Luther King Jr. Day doesn't mean you can go on holiday and go across, puddle jumping back and forth between different countries just because, there's a short break for a day. Guess what? You're in government. That means technically you need to work until you can't work, until you're not supposed to work. And if you go on vacation, you do a liaison trip. Those bags don't look like a liaison trip. Those bags look like you're going on vacation. Just because you're going to meet somebody in each area doesn't mean that it's okay for you to go there. Now, by the way, something you should go to is Tar River Arms. That's traguns.com. If you go to traguns.com today, one of the best things that you'll find is their 3D interactive experience. I tell you what, it is the best thing, bar none, second only to actually going and handling the gun yourself. They have an HD zoom quality on their pictures, so you can zoom in literally as far as you possibly can. Without pixelating, you'll be able to see even the smudges on the grip if they haven't wiped it down properly. It's great guns, great prices, great service, veteran-owned and operated. These guys have been around for a few years, and they're going to continue to be around because they innovate the field left and right, and they know what the market leads. Coming very soon, January 21st, you'll be able to do layaway options and consignment. Go to traguns.com. Go check out the Bushmaster ACR Enhanced Design Marksman Rifle. It's originally $3,200. It is down to $2,515. If you don't like that, that's okay. Get a semi-automatic carbine GH-M9 Generation 2 9mm pistol. Originally $2,900, now $2,400. They are going fast, folks. These guns are out of this world. They're amazing. I kind of want them all, but I know I can't get them, so not right now anyway. I got to save up money. Oh, goodness gracious. But go to tarriverarms.com. Tell them Steven sent you over at Mojo 50. Let them know what's going on. You won't. You just won't. You'll love it. It'll be great. You won't be disappointed. Speaking of possible disappointment, so everybody's into their own weird little things, BDSM and things like that. But apparently, one of the biggest kinks that are currently coming up in the world is waterboarding. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's internationally banned for prisons and wars, but if you're in the BDSM scene, waterboarding is the brand new thing. You see, there's been a video going around featuring a dark-haired young woman who is totally nude, apparently. She's bound up and everything else, and they blurred out the man that's in the picture, and they've also blurred out the parts that don't need to be seen on video. But she has a rag over her face, and she can't take it off or anything like that. And he starts pouring bits of water on her face, and that's so really very awkward. See, waterboarding involves dripping water over a person's face while a piece of cloth is covering their mouth, effectively preventing them from being able to breathe. You restrict the airflow, and when you try to breathe in, you breathe in water. Your carbon dioxide levels fall, and that makes you want to breathe faster. What happens is you get the perception of drowning, even though you aren't. And that sounds completely terrible to me. That sounds excruciating and frightening, and I don't see why anybody would get any sort of pleasure or enjoyment out of this. But then again, I don't beat people, so that's the whole sort of thing there. Oh. From the person who is in the video, quote, "I find the combination of adrenaline and some anxiety and fear plus exhibitionism to be sexy." So the whole combination of things works for me, and is arousing for ways. Yeah, autoerotic asphyxiation is one of the ways there. I don't get it. I mean, it's not like you have a safe word. You can't speak unless they stop pouring water on your face. What's the safe word? How can you say it if you can't breathe? That doesn't make sense to me. But what does make sense to me is going to catcoolers.com. You go to catcoolers.com, use my name, Steven, in the promo code. You get 10% off. You can get some of the best coolers out there. Yes, cat, the same cat that you get in Caterpillars, catcoolers.com. Go there, use the promo code Steven, Steven, get 10% off. Yes, that's my dad's name too, because John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, hey, that guy just got screwed by the IRS because his dad has the same name. Wait, that doesn't rhyme, but it did happen. It did happen once. Anyway, that's catcoolers.com. Promo code Steven, STEVEN, and that's 10% off. Waterboarding doesn't really make sense to me. Actually, most things don't make sense to me, but I'll say one more thing, because this is something that you guys need to see. You guys need to hear. I want to pull this up, and that is not a euphemism for anything, but you guys need to see this as well. Check this video out. Let me kind of get it into play here. Oh my goodness, there we go. Yes, you are going to want to see this. By the way, for those that are actually listening on radio right now, if you're listening on radio right now, I am playing a video from the PETA Twitter page. It's their brand new promo. Apparently, it's a bunch of guys that are fully dressed, but in between their pants, in their crotch area, is attached different vegetables and fruits to simulate the penis region. Take it, I got it. They're doing random jigs here, dancing about, eggplants. You could have it so much better. 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 Give it, I want it, I take it, you got it. Give it, I want it, I take it, I got it. Give it, I want it, I take it, I got it. Give it, you want it, I got it. Carrot stick. Why, PETA? Why? What are you doing to your life? What are you doing to the rest of us? Look, obviously, you guys don't have anything better to do with your life. I believe there should be a safe word for PETA, folks. It doesn't make sense to me. What are you doing? Obviously, the lack of meat, the lack of protein has destroyed your brain to a point where you think that this is a good idea. This is almost as bad as Gillette, who decided that they were going to say that, you know, don't toxic masculinity. Okay, toxic masculinity is bad for you. Sure, these are a bunch of beta males who strapped on a bunch of fruits and vegetables onto their penis region of their pants and decided to shake around and dance around for you. No, I don't think he has his own pet monkey, but I'm sure that if he did, he wouldn't have that banana anymore. I'm sure the only thing that this man could do, the only action that these people can get are from other animals. Toxic vegetation. That would be a great hashtag. Actually, if you do that, go to Twitter right now. Go find that video. Okay, use the hashtag toxic vegetation and make that thing go viral, because people need to see what going vegan really does to your brain. With that, folks, that's a break. Boom! There we are. All right. you were gonna have some veggies tonight. Maybe not tonight. Maybe not tonight. Don't have any vegetables tonight, especially not the eggplants, not the corms. Don't have any bananas. See, people eating tasty animals is a completely different group, Dad, and it is amazing. So not a problem. I'm part of that group, but the one that I'm talking about specifically is the one that doesn't eat meat, and is all, oh, we gotta save the animals that can save themselves, but we're gonna save them anyway because they're all wonderful creatures of Earth, and we have to protect the animals because we have to. Sure, okay, that's great. Yeah, not really the thing. Just saying, not really the thing. I don't get it. What are we doing to these people, man? Oh gosh, I just, it baffles my mind to no end to see these people do this and to see everything that's going on. Gives a whole new meaning to VeggieTales. I'm just saying, a whole new meaning to VeggieTales. I wonder what their safe word is. Cucumber, zucchini. Oh, that's why I love you, Dad. That's why I love you. Man, that's horrible. Oh. Welcome back, everybody. If you just tuned in, we just watched the video from PETA showing a whole bunch of men with what looked to be, testicles and junk, but they were all vegetables dancing around on top of their pants. And all I've got to say is, VeggieTales, it's a terrible thing. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. That's good. Safe words for PETA, GMO. That's always nice. Hashtag PETA safe word. We need that. So use the hashtag PETA safe word. You can at me or at Steven Airey on Twitter, or you can at DOAE show. Tell me what you can find. Hashtag PETA safe word. That would be good. We need a PETA safe word so that we can stop them from putting these things on us, as it were. Speaking of putting things where they don't belong, why do I want to? No, yes, I have to. All right. A new case study. An Irish doctor reported a baffling case of a 33-year-old man who has injected his own semen intravenously for a year and a half in a self-developed cure intended to treat chronic back pain. It didn't work. After reportedly injecting semen into his arm every month for 18 months, the man finally sought medical attention, but not for his arm, which is where the injection site is. Instead, the patient complained of severe and sudden onset of lower back pain. Having lifted a, quote, heavy steel object 3 days before during his checkup, the doctor found a patch of red swelling on his right forearm. After which, a man admitted he'd been injecting himself with his own semen using a hypodermic needle that he had purchased online. Okay, so Donna comments and says that Donna is female and she can't see herself dancing around with a can of tuna hot glued to her crotch. Who's the weird one? I don't see. That's the thing. You're not weird, Donna, because you're not part of PETA. That's not your deal. That's amazing, and it's funny. Of course, tacos would be funnier. So, I mean, maybe if it was a fish taco, pictures of a beaver, that'd be good too. Either way, This time around, he had injected himself with 3 doses of semen entering both his blood vessels and his muscles. Quote, the first reported case of semen injection for use as a medical treatment, unquote, the doctor of doctor at Adeline and Meath, M-E-A-T-H, Meath Hospital in Ireland, wrote in a case study titled Seemingly Harmless Back Pain. Good pun there, Doc. Good pun. An unusual presentation of subcutaneous abscess. Oh my gosh. So he had this huge, giant, red, swollen portion of his arm. Yes, I said arm. No, I didn't say any other member of his body that he had been injecting his own semen into for the past couple years with hypodermic needles because he thought that it would help his back pain. Guys, there are levels of stupid. There are levels of stupid in this world, and this is a pretty low bar. This is a very low bar. You're going to inject your own arm with your own semen because you think it's going to help your back pain. Did you read this somewhere? Did somebody convince you it was a good idea? Did you think maybe, I'm putting too much thought into this. Did you think maybe having extra protein in your body would help you out? I don't get it. I mean, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe he bought the line that what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. Maybe you're injecting yourself with your own semen, causing a giant abscess in your muscle cavity and your blood vessels. Maybe you could die of a stroke because of, I don't know, protein buildup in your body that then causes a solidification, and then you have a stroke because you have this giant welt in your bloodstream. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe you shouldn't inject yourself with substances you don't know how it's going to act. But maybe once again. Oh, he only bought the hypodermic needle. He didn't actually buy the semen. The semen was his. He provided the semen to inject in his own arm. He provided the supplies. He was his own pharmacy for quite a while in that case. Man, that's stupid. That is so stupid. And you know one of the best ways that you can exploit stupidity? It's to go to rightonGame.com. You go to rightonGame.com, use the promo code MOJO50. You get 10% off on the purchase of the game. You see, this man is a person that you would mock because mocking the left just feels so right. You see, I don't know exactly what category he falls under, but he has to be in one of these things. You know, there's categories called race hustling, wussification of America, earth snobs, Hollywood hypocrisy, feminism follies, the rainbow games, millennium entitlement, and so much more. Trigger warning, microaggressions are contained in the box. If you are a millennial snowflake, you will be offended. Don't be like this man in Ireland. Don't go injecting yourself with your own semen. Instead, go to rightongames.com. Use the promo code MOJO50. Get 10% off. Have some fun that way. Make fun of this man because wow, is that stupid. Wow, is that stupid. He should have gone to the San Francisco safe injection sites. He should have, but he was in Ireland, so he probably couldn't make it in time. Oh, speaking of stupid, we've got a couple more stupid stories, guys, and I want to roll through these. They've made me laugh so much. A man stabbed 13 times by his girlfriend proposes to her in a Russian court as she is about to be sentenced for nearly killing him. The man named Shakur was nearly murdered by his girlfriend in a frenzied knife attack. You see, she was just out of her mind, out of her gourd, and apparently she didn't like his gourd. Shakur wanted her to avoid prison so they could plan the date of their wedding. See, a man who was stabbed 13 times by his girlfriend proposed in court when she was about to get sentenced and begged the judge not to put her in jail. The man named Sharp was nearly murdered by the frenzied knife attack, blah, 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 blah. As a woman faced judgment, Shucker proposed to her in court, according to NTR 24 TV. He appealed to the judge for leniency and said that they intended to arrange a date for their wedding. Of course, you can do that in jail. It's okay. Yes, this man is the ultimate beta male, getting stabbed that many times and then still going back for more. The Russian judge postponed a decision for sentencing until a future hearing, according to reports. And the judge is a moron. The accused woman failed to fulfill her criminal intentions. Failed to fulfill her criminal intentions due to the circumstances she could hardly influence. The victim managed to escape from the crime scene and found medical help in time. Oh my goodness, he found help in time. Wait, Donna Moss, what? You had a guy who worked for you briefly who mainlined alcohol? Just because he... That is not a smart idea. Nicole, so you guess that he is not... It means that he not if you're the last man on earth. Yeah, so he doesn't know that meaning, apparently. If you look at the picture of the guy, it's obvious that he's not getting that many dates. The dude, he has a mullet. He has a rat tail and a mullet. I mean, business in the front, party in the back, the full deal with a rat tail. Everything going on. And plus, he's in Russia. I mean, what else are you going to do in Russia except for get stabbed by your girlfriend 13 times and then propose to her at the courthouse so the judge gives some leniency? I mean, what else are you going to do? There's nothing you can do except for drink vodka. I mean, what else is there? Really? Really? He demanded a custodial sentence of up to 6 years for intentionally causing damage to the health of a man and threatening his life. The unarmed woman faces... the unnamed woman faces up to 6 years for the nearly fatal attack. She pleaded guilty to the stabbing incident, but denied she had intended to kill the boyfriend and said that she was drunk at the time. So you're going to go get drunk on what? I don't know what it is, but if this woman has a drop of alcohol for the rest of her life, more than likely this man will end up dead. Peter's new safe word, Russian mullet. I like it. I like it. It's kind of good. Although, if you changed one word, instead of Russian mullet, do Russian millet. Russian millet. That would be good. Yeah, Erica, it has been a long day with a lot of different stories going on, and I'm just going off on some stupid stuff because why not? There's so many things going on in the world, and you might as well laugh at this crap as we can go through with it. It is amazing. By the way, one of the other things that you can do is go to charitymagnets.com. If you go to charitymagnets.com, use a promo code MOJO, you get $5 off on the purchase. Plus, a little bit of what you buy, donation goes to the Cops for Kids with Cancer. This organization has given more than $2.5 million in donations to cancer research. Charity Magnets, they design and produce some of the most beautiful, high-quality products for law enforcement and law enforcement supporters and their enthusiasts. Go check them out. Find out what they have. CharityMagnets.com. Use the promo code MOJO. Get $5 off. I don't know, Erica. I don't know. It's what in the world is one of the things. I get it. But it's at the same point in time, it's all we can do. All we can do is make fun of these people. There's nothing better. Nothing better that we can do. We can't mess with them. We can't hurt them. We can't do anything like that. This man decided that he was going to go out and he was going to not only get a girlfriend that's going to kill him, but then get a girlfriend that's going to kill him and then go back and propose to him. I mean, I know one person in my life that is as stupid as this man about women. And he is currently going through a similar situation. She just hasn't stabbed him yet. And I'm just saying... It's a coworker of mine, young kid, and he doesn't know what he doesn't know what he doesn't know. I hope and pray that kid gets out of that situation. He is not in for a good point there. Yeah, we can point and laugh, Donna. We can point and laugh. Speaking of pointing and laughing, one thing that you don't want to go to a church to do is you don't want to go to a church that allows nude worship. I have it on read only so I can read this to you so I don't have to see the pictures. A church in the United States is encouraging members of its congregation to attend the service nude. The congregation of the southeastern Virginia church walk into church fully dressed and immediately strip down upon entering. It's like a weird Eyes Wide Shut situation or something. Addressing the media outside the church last Sunday, Pastor Alan Parker, the leader of the Whitetail Chapel in Southampton, said that he came to the decision to allow naked worship after concluding the clothing requirements of other churches were overly pretentious. They were overly pretentious. And decided his own flock should be free to forego such materialism if they desire. Nude worship provides an air of equality. No, it doesn't. It provides an air of disgusting. The air down there is not that fair. I can keep on going with that rhyme, and I'm not going to. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. See, the church leader said that the decision is not without precedent, claiming many of the most important moments in the Bible happened while the protagonists were nude, including Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection. How do you know, sir? There are only a few things that happened when people were nude. One, Adam and Eve, when they were made, until they found out that they were nude. Adam and Eve found out they were nude because they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Once they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, they realized, oh crap, I'm naked. And they decided to cover themselves because they were embarrassed by their own nakedness. And sir, you should be embarrassed by your own nakedness. It is not something that somebody wants to see. Trust me, I saw it partially when I was trying to get this to read-only sections. It is horrid. Please don't do this. Bird Box Challenge is highly recommended if you're going to this congregation. Don't bring anything except for a blindfold. Remove the blindfold and burn in hell. You see the whole thing with the Bird Box. So I don't care about watching the movie, so I've heard about what it is. And the Bird Box Challenge, so Bird Box, the movie, just going off on a tangent here, is all about the situation of if you see one of the creatures, it will present to you your most horrid nightmare or whatever you are most afraid of. Your worst phobias will manifest in front of your eyes, and you will intend to kill yourself out of fear, either by accident or by intentionally killing yourself because you're so scared out of your wits. So this is one of those situations where that might be the case. I mean, everybody's scared of, standing in front of a congregation or a large group of people naked. Why? Because you feel exposed. I don't know about you guys. I'm not going to take my clothes off in front of a bunch of people. My wife is the only one that sees that, and I'm thankful for that because she enjoys the sight, and I don't want anybody else to look at me. I don't want anybody else to look at me. I don't even like to take my shirt off. Okay? I don't like it. I'm not going to pose or any of that mess. I'm not going to do that mess. Mainly because I haven't worked out in years and I don't look that great anymore. So, the fact that this man who is morbidly obese is telling his congregation that he's going to go through and everybody, it's not mandatory, but all attendees of the services should embrace it. This is a big Me Too moment for me. Hashtag Me Too. This makes me feel weird. This is one of those situations where you look at it and you're like, hashtag Me Too. I mean, really, pound Me Too. What are you doing, guys? Quote, some of the biggest moments in Jesus' life were when he was naked. Quote, when he was born, he was naked. When he was crucified, he was naked. When he arose, he left his clothes in the tomb and he was naked and got... No, you're wrong. He didn't leave his clothes in the tomb. Yes, every person is born naked, but then they are quickly clothed. He was put in a swaddling cloth and laid in a manger. He wasn't just naked. He was covered when he was crucified. They didn't say that they tore all of his clothes. They tore his cloak. They took his cloak and divided it. It's not divided it in lots. They didn't take his loin covering. Okay? They didn't take all of it. They just took the cloak. They just took the cloak. He wasn't naked when he was put in the grave. He was clothed. And then they put a funeral covering over top of him. And it was filled with incense and everything else and all the oils and all that jazz. And they didn't even finish it. That's why the ladies had to come back, because they didn't want his body to stink if he didn't come back and was resurrected. Wait, what are you girls talking about? No, Erica. No. Yeah, Roz, the Mojo Beefcake calendar is out. That's completely out. I mean, if you want a beefcake calendar, go get a whole calendar of Izzo. I'm sure that works. None of us are up to par. Maybe Izzo, because he works out all the time and he's in the gym and he lives the single life. So, and he was a cop, and I'm sure he had one or two of those photo shoots. Go get Izzo's. You can do the Men of Mojo, and it's just every month is a different position of Izzo. I'm sure that Doc will really enjoy that. Doc Thompson, if you're listening, guys, tag Doc Thompson and let him know that if that's the case, if you girls want to have the beefcake calendar of Mojo 50, just tell him that the best idea is just to do full Izzo calendar. I'm sure Brad would really love that too. Hundreds of congregates have continued to the brave chilly winter weather. Oh, braving the winter weather. Does anybody have I need the meme. I need the Costanza meme of the water was cold. The water was cold. It was cold water. The pool was cold. I need the Costanza meme. Anybody got that? Throw that up there, because that just makes perfect sense here. Hundreds of congregates have continued to brave the chilly winter weather on the Sundays to listen to the sermon in the unimposed chapel. At the unimposed chapel, while thousands have been trooping to the compound on the weekend to take photos of the church. More than 10,000 people visit the church each year. Guys, this is a stunt. This is a stunt that this pastor, air quotes here, guys, that this pastor is pulling to try and get people to think that he is brave and cutting edge and on the cusp of the new age of things. It's a Mojo 50 Jackhole calendar. I mean, I'll be on the calendar. That's fine, but I'm not going to I'm going to be fully dressed. I'm just letting you know I'll be fully dressed. That's all that I can't do. I'll do a photo shoot, but it's going to be fully dressed. I'm not going to be like the guy that did the drag queen that did the fully nude next to the young 11-year-old kid. I'm not going to do that. You forget your audience. The research is strong with us. Won't take us to get 2020 calendar. The Men of Mojo 50. Oh, you're right, Nicole. You're right. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. And that's... No. Black Lives Matter leader Sean King. You know, that white guy that thinks he's black? Yeah, that guy. He's been buried under criticism after he's threatened a black female writer with a legal action. Apparently, Black Lives Matter leader and former New York Daily News columnist has been hit with mounting criticism from the left for allegedly exploiting black bodies. No duh. He's been exploiting black people for ages. He's been preying on you for ages. And you're just now getting to the point to where you don't like it? The initial onslaught against King began after the activist posted a tweet Wednesday threatening Clarissa Brooks, a self-described black queer writer, with legal action over a deleted tweet wherein she questioned King about funds King allegedly raised for another person, Centoya Brown, a Tennessee woman recently granted clemency after serving 15 years in prison for a murder that she committed as a juvenile. He put in an announcement, a quote, "I have secured a 4-person legal team," posted King and his 1 million plus Twitter followers, tagging the lawyers. "Talk, beep, crack jokes, and critique me, but when you post fabricated claims like this, you are in clear violation of the law, and we are fighting back." Oh, gosh. Another false claim retracted. Okay, so here's the thing. You're attacking a queer black female because she came up against you and said that what you did and what you have and have not done are things that are well beyond the scope of what you should be doing. And maybe she's right. Maybe she's right. Maybe she's wrong. Oh, God. Oh, God, I see in the comments this is going to be very bad. This is going to be very bad. You can't dig it up. It's gone forever. It's gone forever. I killed that computer. I'm just saying. It's gone forever. Oh, but so here's the thing. Sean King is a man who has prayed he's a white male, white cisgendered male who has styled himself and preyed on the black community and the fears and troubles that they've had going on for years. 4 years. And this man, he wants to come out and fight against a person who put a claim on Twitter, which all he had to do was rebut. All he had to do was rebut. All he had to do was sit there and say, no, here's the truth. Here's what's going on. Here's how it actually happened. And that's it. That's all. That's all there is. He could have done any of that. But instead, he decided to pull a legal team and say, I'm going to beat you with the biggest stick I can find because I don't have one in my pants. Well, Dad, okay. All right. Everybody, this is one of the problems with having your dad that's also watching your show. Everybody has the picture of their kids in the bathtub, all right? Everybody has that shot. I'm not embarrassed by that. Not embarrassed at all by that. You tried to pull that on me when I was a teenager. Not embarrassed at all by that. If I had it, I would give it out because it's funny. And it is what it is. I would even compare. You know, I'd take a picture of my kid and do the same thing just to make a laugh. But just saying, everybody has that picture, Dad. Everybody has that picture. Donna says, Steven, it's all about the hair for you. Mouth up close to the... close up the follicles, sunlit shot of your natural hair, blinding a gleam of your locks. Your hair makes Brandon's beard jealous. It might be the case. Of course, Brandon does have a good head of hair as well. It might be the case. And you know what? Kind of jealous of his beard, but I blame my dad on that. I blame my father for my lack of beard because it's his genetics. It's his genetics that got me this way. So he can make jokes about me, the pencil thin mustache, even though I shaved this today. He can make jokes about that because he himself had a similar issue. When you can't grow a beard and all you can grow is a stash, it's horrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I guess I'll close on that note tonight. Guys, you can find everything going on mojo50.com. Go to iHeartRadio, play the feed there. You can listen to everything. Up next after me is Rocky Stucci. He comes on at midnight. Listen to him in the Situation Room. If you don't listen, go to Spreaker. Find all of our shows. They're all individually set up and situated. Find us all on Mojo 50 anytime you like. With that, guys, good luck and good night.